Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between WFZ and Hawk taking place here on, well, Echo Isle. I don't get the ad. I guess it's because I can't subscribe. No, if you're outside of the US, ads don't normally run for some reason on Twitch. So, well, yeah, just something to consider. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. This is going to be Hawk versus WFZ taking place here on Echo Isle. Human versus Undead. And yes, I know Warcraft 3 Reforged the beta is out. Unfortunately, I was not one of the lucky few who got it. And because of that, well, all I can really do is, well, cast Warcraft 3 in all of its glory. I do hope some of the animations do change, though. Yeah, some things just don't look quite right to my eye, but then maybe it's just one of those preference things where after I see it enough, I won't notice that big of a difference. I actually stopped watching a video of Witty's where he's playing Reforged for the first time to watch you live. Well, oh, I love Witty. Witty's such a funny guy. Another caster and another Warcraft 3 member who I thought could have been invited to BlizzCon as well, but you know, maybe there was limited numbers. Even some of the Warcraft 3 info guys didn't get invited this time around. So yeah, I totally understand it. I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it. And it was not without effort. I did try to contact Blizzard as well, trying to see if I could get invited. Since I am local, no airfare, no hotel, just a ticket. He has been invited, actually? Really? Oh, wow. Hats off to Witty. Oh, wow. Okay, I should reach out to Witty and let him know. Or let me know when he's in the area.
Players' forces are under attack.
Now I'm a little more sad. Alright, Archmage clearing out this 3/3/3 creep camp, picking up a circlet of nobility. Should be able to clear that up, no problem. Meanwhile, Death Knight gonna come across and try and do a bit of harassment. Death Knight gonna dive on in here, use the skeletal minions to, well, cause a little bit more pressure. But Hawk has already dropped in an additional water elemental to get more pressure of his own. There goes a skeletal minion, and that is gonna add additional, well, experience to the Archmage, and that's the last thing you want to do. That's the last thing you want, is to actually give your opponent ways to get more experience to get to level 2. Once that Archmage is at level 2, it is a substantial jump in power curve because he's able to summon in more water elementals. Archmage now going to be backing across here. Water elemental of Hawk clearing out this 3/1/1 creep camp, which will give the Archmage level 3. I do not believe the Death Knight is nearby enough in order to get a Death Coil. Well, I think I asked this last time I caught you, but I think you didn't see it. But who is your favorite Warcraft 3 hero? Are you talking about in terms of competitive play? Are you talking about in terms of lore? Those are very, very different questions. Are you talking about like off-the-wall strategies like Shadow Hunter, Mass Serpent of the Ward, with Lightning Shield opening? All of those are very are interesting to watch, and I do get a little bit excited when I see off-the-wall strategies getting brought into play. All right, Acolyte gonna get taken down right there. There it goes. Death Knight, is he gonna steal? No, unable to steal, I believe. The Death Knight didn't get any experience. Oh, the Death Knight still doesn't get any experience there, so the Archmage has been easily getting a lot of this experience now. Death Knight, Archmage gets all of the experience. Hawk absolutely playing beautifully against WFZ in a situation where 2 or 3 camps could have easily been taken out by the Death Knight, and the Crypt Fiends only getting 1 kill on a peasant. Beautifully done right there, as Hawk now going to be able to set up this expansion, and the Archmage just shy of level 3. Level 2 water elementals should be coming online momentarily. Just plain favorite, like mine is MK because he's stupid, funny, and serious. A favorite, let's see. It can't be any of the primary. It can't be like Archmage, Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Blade Master. Those, like, you just see them so much that you know, they can't be a favorite. I'd have to say I don't know.
A player's forces are under
Mountain
attack.
King is up there. Blood Mage first is just another fun hero. You know what? We can talk about this after the game. Death Knight now clearing out. Crypt Fiend's gonna go ahead and clear out the Ogre Warriors and the Force Troll Trappers. No real problem whatsoever. Meanwhile, Archmage now making its way over as well. Footmen being gathered together over here to the top right. 38 over 54 supply going up against 30 over 30. We are at Halls of the Dead already with the Lich getting added in. We are also getting up this Slaughterhouse. The Slaughterhouse is the main key building for the Undead army. If you need anything, well, for the Undead army, you can probably find it at the Slaughterhouse, as the Archmage, while trying to shut down that Slaughterhouse, rightfully slow, being able to delay Obsidian statues, Destroyers, Abominations, and Meat Wagons. Alright, big Frost Nova, massive damage across multiple footmen now. Crypt Fiends should try and focus down a handful of those footmen down to 62 hit points, but they are able to escape. Lich still making its way back over. Death Knight, well, Footman still taking more damage. There's a Death Coil. There's a final shot off, but a beautiful deny by Hawk. Hawk is just playing at a very high level right now, as the Death Knight still not at level 2 at the 6-minute 30-second mark. A lot of units have been lost. Archmage will be trying to retreat back here. There is one Arcane Tower to try and repair. All of these footmen, however, are in the danger zone. They could easily get Frost Nova'd by WFZ and get picked off one by one. They need to retreat back, and we need to see an Arcane Vault getting constructed. Tech to Tier 2 already underway. Archmage still in a world of hurt. And is this army of WFZ, does WFZ perhaps smell blood, even though his Death Knight is low, and is going to try and put down the pressure? That is key right there. Water Elemental, very, very low on, well, high on hit points. Not going to have that many problems. Crypt Fiends could easily take down this one Scout Tower. Scout Tower taking a lot of damage once more, now getting repaired back. Footmen do have the Fen. Are we going to see a Death Coil? Yes, Death Coil finally on a Footman to get to level 2 on the Death Knight. Faster movement speed and a little bit more mana. More damage could be coming across. You can take a look. That Scout Tower deals so much damage. There it goes. Death Knight on from the Death Coil, not going to be in time. Wow. Doesn't need to be in time, as the Crypt Fiend now looking to back off. Frost Nova finishing off another one of Hawk's units. Hawk, well, is taking a lot of damage, but WFZ seems to be overstaying his welcome. If this battle goes very much longer, all of a sudden, WFZ, if he loses his Death Knight, this could go bad and go south very, very quickly. Death Knight with that unholy aura running away from Footmen with Defend, probably one of the easiest things to do, as those Footmen, well, significantly lost out on the overall run. I'm always surprised when I see Undead win with DK. DK always gets to level 2 very late, but still feared by everyone. Well, the Undead in general doesn't really creep very quickly and very early on. Ghouls are not that strong. If you're heavily invested in ghouls, they tend to fall out in power quick. That's often the reason why you see the Death Knight do some lonesome harass. Then once the Lich and the Death Knight are out together with Obsidian statues and Crypt Fiends, they become a creeping team and can get to level 3 quickly. Now, it's not often unheard of that the Undead is often down by a level or 2, but it still feels about even, since the Undead has such survivability and longevity because of those Obsidian statues. Normally, a human army, after a long drawn-out battle, they need to retreat back home, use a Scroll of Regeneration, use Clarity Potions on their heroes, wait for those to get into effect, and then push through. However, with the Obsidian statues, you're constantly getting that effect for the majority of the army that is next to those Obsidian statues, thereby being able to prolong battles even further. Overall supply, 45 supply going up against 38. Wow. Hawk is currently behind on supply right now, even though he is up on bases, and he is starting to get a large amount of gold in the bank. That is normally not recommended, as we are now going into double workshops, double barracks. Double workshops, double barracks. What does that mean? Perhaps knights and mortar teams, or knights and flying machines. Both of those work out well. Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich could be in trouble. Needs to get away. Frost Nova onto a Footman as the Lich trying to head back here. All right, Lich is going to be able to survive. Stormbolt onto the Lich. It does get taken down, and things are just gone from bad to worse. WFZ unable to keep that Lich alive with all of that focus fire. But what's interesting about even after all of that very long engagement, a level 1 Lich is able to heal very or get resurrected very quickly. Blight, don't forget about Blight. That's one of the most broken thing about Undead. I don't know, like Undead does not get natural regeneration off of Blight and gets double regeneration when on, I think it's double regeneration on Blight, while human players always get single regeneration. So yeah, I don't quite agree with that. It's kind of like saying that Night Elves who get 200% passive regeneration during night is broken, since it's everywhere. But it's just part of the balance of the game and something you have to be aware of when you are trying to engage against your opponent's base. The fact that they have cold towers so early on, and well, it's difficult, and their workers also deal a lot of damage. Their ghouls, that is another issue entirely. All right, flying machines are currently out onto the field. Mountain King, Archmage, Orb of Fire is on that Archmage. Incredibly important to try and shut down some of that Death Coil heal. And that is a major reason why human players often go for tier 3 versus Undead now. That Orb of Fire allows you to target a single unit, and even if the Death Knight is trying to heal it with the Death Coil, well, it is greatly reduced in effectiveness. Crypt Fiend's now looking to back up here. And meanwhile, let's take a look. Archmage is at level 3. Paladin is at level 1. Mountain King still sitting at level 1 as the flying machines are taking to the skies here, ready to go as we go into a Pit Lord as the 3rd hero. All right. We've seen how effective the Pit Lord can be against a large number of melee units. The more that the Pit Lord is surrounded, the more effective that Howl of Terror is, as it applies a very powerful debuff across multiple units. Let's take a look. The corners of the map, pretty much the only places not really being mined. Knights taking a large amount of damage. Hawk, no upgrades on those Knights. Meanwhile, no upgrades on the Destroyers or Crypt Fiends either. As we're taking a look at the Lich, and all of these units are getting ready to move back out. All right, let's take a look. Where are we going to be going to next? The Gargantuan Sea Turtle easily going to get finished off here. Frost Armor on the Pit Lord, keeping track of all of these frontline units, going to take them out no problem. Crypt Fiend's going to be doing the same exact thing, finishing off these Nightcrawlers. Death Knight still sitting at level 3 though, and on a map as small as Echo Isle, well, things can go from bad to worse very quick. There isn't that many places to try and creep, and because of that, all of a sudden Undead, if the human player is able to do a large amount of creeping early on and steal some of those precious creeps, things can go from bad to worse very fast. All right, Howl of Terror being cast across multiple flying machines. Destroyers don't have enough mana to really deal with that. Oh, did devour magic in order to, well, grab some additional hit points and fight back. Another Howl of Terror followed by, well, Thunderclap, Potion of Invulnerability. Knight gets taken down. Crypt Fiend's now looking to focus fire back. Death Knight could try and get a Death Coil here. Death Coil saves the Lich. Gonna continue to fight as the Obsidian statues are now getting bombarded by these flying machines. Also, well, Knight's getting taken down too. All right, overall supply. Flying machines are going to have an easy time finishing off these ground units here in just a moment. Lich is the only anti-air hero. Perhaps the Death Knight can take that Orb of Corruption as well, as there goes another Knight. Crypt Fiend getting taken out from that fight as well. Both sides doing some massive chase as we are getting a Necropolis, but without a haunted gold mine here, well, unable to do any mining. Units now back off to the north. Flying machines here, ready to go. Banshees, Obsidian statues. All these units are now looking to pull back. Obsidian statues still being trained up from that slaughterhouse. Temple of the Damned here, ready as well. Ensnare onto the Crypt Fiends. Here we go. well, a bunch of Murlocs getting taken down. Obsidian statues are back as well. A little bit of heal. Pit Lord sitting at level 2. Lich sitting at level 3. We're still looking to fight our way through as a couple of Murlocs will get taken down. Tide Runner now taken down here. Obsidian statue low on hit points, needs to get repaired or transformed and death coiled. You do not want such high valuable targets just walking around at such low health. Necropolis sitting at 50 over 80 supply. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Knights and, well, Hawk is sitting at 78 over 84, has the economic advantage. And does he have more gold? 400 gold in the bank versus 149 right now. Not good news for WFZ as he looks to get back into this game. Pit Lord is sitting at level 2. Lich should be able to get to level 4 right here or be very close after this Renegade Wizard falls. There are 3 heroes here though, so yeah, maybe not. As the Lich is sitting at plus 16 damage with double gloves of haste. All the creep camps have been cleared out. Fly machines over here ready to go. 1-0 upgrades. Fly machine's going to be able to deal some terrible damage here in just a moment. Pit Lord, interestingly enough, Pit Lord, if it Howl of Terror all of those fly machines, and then the destroyers are able to actually devour magic, regenerate hit points, and also deal some splash damage to those units, that could be enough of a turnaround. Militia now marching their way out across the middle of the field. Hawk throwing everything into this next battle. Spellbreakers are upgraded 1-0. Knights also with Sundering Blades to shut down these Crypt Fiends, dealing bonus damage to them as well. Fragmentation Shards coming across. Let's take a look. I believe, do we have one Arcane Sanctum, dual racks, dual workshops, as well. We are now seeing at 78 over 54 supply. Let's take a look back down across here. Additional towers. Hawk says, you know what? If you don't want your expansion, I will take it. Doing a land grab from his opponent and, well, clearing out all of the blight here. All right, guard towers are going to be upgraded. I don't see masonry upgrade at all. No sign of it yet. And that means that, well, the Crypt Fiends should be able to easily get some damage onto all of these units. There goes one. There's a Howl of Terror. Fly machines are all overhead. Do we see Web? Yes, Web is now bringing them back down to the earth. As you take a look, fly machines are just trying to bombard all of these units. Lich sitting at level 4. More damage coming across. Frost Nova across the front line units. Pit Lord sitting at level 2. Both sides trying to fight their way through as the Pit Lord gets a big death coil to try and stay alive. But that Pit Lord is in a world of hurt. Takes another death coil to stay alive. But it looks like, well, potion of healing transfer perhaps, but still not enough. Lich is still right there as the Pit Lord with so many heals, absorbing and able to stay alive for so long. Multiple guard towers now coming across. Rain of fire being brought down across all of these units here to try and focus down some of these key buildings. Knights are possessed and now taken from the opponent, and now all of a sudden Hawk is in a really bit of a dangerous spot. One cannon tower is, well, nearly being repaired. Damage on it significantly reduced because it does have fortified armor, the only tower that has fortified armor as the level 2 paladin falls. More damage coming across through. Knights down to 20 hit points. Down it goes to dead as the Crypt Fiends are looking to fight back the other way. All right, anti-magic potion is right there. Perhaps they'll get healed up a little bit more. There are still 2 knights being stolen. And WFZ with the turnaround, 65 supply compared to 64. Many of those having to be taken from knights, taken from the opponent. Banshees are here, ready to go with even more, well, even more possession and or anti-magic shell. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Paladin getting resurrected the old-fashioned way, as what we may be looking at. Well, let's take a look. There goes a mortar team as well. Staff of Sanctuary tries to save the mortar team, and it will teleport it back out into a more favorable spot. All right, Knights coming back across over here. Banshees could have tried to possess magic. Water Elemental, well, quickly going to get taken down. No level given, though, as the Obsidian statues need to heal back up this army quickly. Pit Lord here, ready to go. Knights here, ready to go. 0-0 on those upgrades. Let's take a look. Pit Lord gonna try to dive on in. No, take some arcane damage as well. Let's take a look. Staff of Sanctuary saves right there. Are we gonna see a possession? Is that Banshee gonna be able to get it? No, does not get it. The channeling just far too much. Guard towers are all right there. Death Knight did not have mana for a Death Coil to keep that Banshee alive. Banshees are precious, precious commodities right now, as they are, well, able to trade effectively 1-to-1 against any knight. Let's take a look at this. More fighting getting underway. Frost Nova, Thunderclap, Death Coil as the Mountain King. Staff of Sanctuary tries to get a unit back out. Knight perhaps will be forced to try and retreat back out again. Scroll of Town Portal being used. This knight wants to get away. Are we going to perhaps see any possessions? No, we are not, as the units are now back up off to the north. Need to make a big shift to the south. Only one Nerubian tower, and, well, WFZ knows the fight is being brought to him. Pit Lord also fell at level 3. Archmage now at 4. Mountain King is at 3. Paladin is at 2, almost at 3 as well, as this expansion is going to just get taken down before it really gets going. All right, more damage being brought back over. Mortar teams trying to focus down all of these Banshees here once again. Scroll of Town Portal quickly being used. Anti-magic shell to try and, well, stop any of that magic damage, as these obsidian statues really need to heal back up these Death Knights, as the Death Knight is unable to heal, well, those units. Hey, Logarithm, how are you doing? All right. More heals getting underway. Obsidian statues, all of these units still getting stronger and stronger. We'll see what the follow-up is going to be. Let's take a look back off to the north now. A little bit more swiping getting underway. Slaughterhouse here ready to go, doing some repairs as well. Crypt Fiends unburrowing. And this is the problem now. The Knights really need to get healed back up, but the Obsidian statues are just far too low on mana. All right, let's take a look. A large army of Knights here ready to go. Crypt Fiends are all going to be here ready to go as well. Let's take a look. Crypt Fiends going to turn back around, able to easily finish off one mortar team right there. Banshee Knight's going to try to get into position, but a big thunderclap from the center location as well. Archmage trying to go after the units in the back. Banshees are just continuing. Perhaps they are going to start possessing some of these frontline units. No, Mountain King now making its way back over, as Knights are now looking to shift away again. Overall supply, let's take a look. It is 66 compared to 70. It is overall even in terms of supply, but things are looking so good for Hawk right now, as there are just so many low hit point Knights and Crypt Fiends that really cannot be part of the battle. There goes the gold mine. Haunted gold mine quickly getting taken out. Knight could easily get taken down as well. Thunderclap, there it goes. One Knight down for WFZ. A second Knight down is as well, but triple possession. All of a sudden, 4 Knights turning back around. A 5th Knight about to be taken as well. And the Knights have completely turned the battle once again. WFZ able to steal so many Knights, and with this we are at 66 supply compared to 62. Hawk now down. All right, Death Knight sitting at level 5, going to be able to get off that next kill right there, perhaps get in even more Banshees. However, the expansion, well, mining, it is 1 base, or it is currently 1 base compared to 0 bases, and that base isn't even fully operational right now. All right, trying to Death Coil Frost Nova, finish off a mortar team, able to do exactly that. Obsidian statues now shifting back off to the north. A new Banshee getting added in, more Banshees getting added in, and possession is going to be the name of the game if this happens. All right, let's take a look at that. Those Knights, where are they going to try and run to? Let's take a look at this. Knights all here ready to go. Obsidian statue making its way back over. Where are the units? Perhaps trying to run back and forth. Taking down some of these key buildings would be, well, instrumental in this comeback by WFZ. Banshees here ready to go. Army of Knights here all ready to go as well. Let's take a look. Militia now shifting back down to the south. We are haunting this gold mine, trying to reestablish once more. WFZ, does he have enough gas in the tank to come away with the victory? There's only 3 minutes of mining left off over here. If WFZ is able to hold on to this expansion, well, if he's just able to hold on to the expansion, the game may pretty much be over, since economically speaking, well, Hawk has nowhere else to really mine. He has, what is this, 2.5 minutes left of mining, 150 seconds, and that is it. Meanwhile, still plenty of gold left in this gold mine here. All right. Mountain King is going to be forced to fight an engagement on undead territory, and that is scary. That's the last thing you want. As you guys remember, the additional healing for undead units while on Blight is absolutely huge. Obsidian Statue is still training up some more units as well. Let's take a look. Only 51 gold left. 1 Acolyte mining off over here, and 1 Acolyte mining down across here. So that is pretty much only, what is that, 4 gold a second, as opposed to 10 gold a second, which only has 106 seconds left. All right, let's take a look at this. Howl of Terror in that frontline spot. Banshee, all these units are going to try and engage. Oh, Staff of Sanctuary saves a possession. Staff of Sanctuary saves a possession. 2 possessions saved right there. However, all the sorceresses in the back could get taken out as well. The knights are just far too fast. Death Knight gets taken down. Thunderclap gets him. And is that going to be too much? Losing the level 5 Death Knight. Lich and Pit Lord need to reclaim the rest of this as the Obsidian Statues show up to the party. All right, Knights are still engaging. Lich down to 50 hit points, down to dead. And with that, Hawk may be able to turn this back around. The Mountain King somehow able to lead this army back again. Archmage is at level 5 with plus 28 attack per swing right there. Mortar teams taking down more units in the back. Pit Lord, the final unit, and that is going to be the game. Thank you, Gavin. Hawk able to take this battle. A beautiful back and forth battle between Hawk and WFZ. I thought WFZ took the game after a number of key possessions, but that just wasn't the case. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I get some news about the beta, but no promises, no guarantees. All of the high level people that I knew at Blizzard, that I've worked with, that I've spoke with, they're no longer there. I occasionally run into David Kim, but he's currently working on Diablo now. I don't think he can try to put in a good word for me, but Blizzard is such a large company that sometimes little things do fall through the cracks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.